Good afternoon, guys. This is Attorney Darren Miller, and today we want to talk about crazy government spending that's out of control. Or is it?
I'ma keep it real with you.
When you hear people talking about crazy government spending that's out of control, you need to look a little closer to see where is the money actually going? Where is it being specifically allocated? Who is it going to assist? And that money that's going out to really help people, I hope now you understand it's such a small percentage of the entire budget that it's almost a rounding error. So the next time you see that homeless man on the street or that college student that needs that Pell Grant to complete their education, and you hear people complaining about, no, we can't do that, we can't pay for that. Look and see where the real money is going, how that's being squandered, stolen, and improperly allocated to things that we should be correcting. When I first saw these numbers, I didn't really believe them because I'm like, no, that cannot be true. There's no way that these numbers can be accurate. So at this point, what we did was we're going to do our own research. We're going to see what we can uncover with regards to what is the government really doing with our tax dollars. And this is what we found. So when you break down these numbers, you've got food stamps at $36 billion. You've got other governmental programs at $6 billion. And then look at these corporate numbers. Look at the amount of money that is being allocated with regards to different corporate issues that either we're subsidizing, that we're supporting, where there are certain loopholes that people are jumping through, or just out and out fraud that we, as the average taxpayer, has to pay. Look at these numbers, okay? And while it totals almost $4,000 billion, $4,000 billion, look at the amounts that are actually going in terms of handouts to people. $36 million in food stamps and other programs. Total them together, $42 billion. Wow, that's such a huge number. While that is a fantastically big number, look at it at the grand scheme of things. Look at the grand scheme. If you're looking at $38 billion being spent, and you're paying out $36 billion in food stamps, guys, that is not even 1%. Not even 1%. It's essentially a rounding error that we're talking about, that we're spending so much time on, oh my gosh, governmental support, we're going crazy with it. Then when you add in the other $6 billion that's being allocated, again, that gets you to, guess what, a whopping number over 1%. When you look at the other corporate dollars that are being spent, money spent towards these corporations, it's 98% of the money. More than 98% of the money is being allocated because of these corporate subsidies and the like. We, as American citizens, in my opinion, are focused on the wrong things. We are focused on issues as related to handouts and giving people something for nothing, thinking that's really going to harm our system. But the reality is, what is the effect of that if we give people a little bit of help when they need it? We've done these things many times in the past. And you have to look at the results to see what we've done and what the results have been. One of our big concerns is we have to be concerned with these handouts. We don't want to become a socialistic society. I'm from London, England. I know all about socialism and the dangers of socialism. I know I don't want an economy like the European economy. But the reality is, the American economy is so different. It's so different because we only have little bits and pieces of socialism incorporated into our system. With regards to Medicaid, with regards to Medicare, with regards to providing our citizens a little bit of help. That's what our system is based on, providing a little bit of help. but it's limited in what it does. And that's just not going to change, regardless of the rhetoric that you're hearing from people that want you to be afraid of the unknown. Go back in history and look and see what we've done. During the New Deal era, after the Great Depression, the government spent a lot of money to address the issues that people were out of work, that there weren't jobs. When we injected a bunch of money into the system, when people started working and got educated, look what happened to society thereafter. It shot up. That's what happens when you give people a help up and help them out. That's what we've done many times in the past. And look at the danger of the money. Look at the amount of money we're talking about. It's such a small amount of money that we're talking about for these types of programs. It barely makes a difference. It's a rounding error of sorts compared to the amount of money that we're letting corporations essentially steal from us. It's funny to me that if we have to go fund a war, right? If we have to, if this company, we find out that the banking system has committed fraud, we're going to find the money to bail us out of that by printing that money, billions of those dollars, to get us out of those jams. But when we talk about providing basic help to certain people in our society that need assistance, to just get them started, no. And look at the proportions. We've shown you these numbers and how small they are in terms of giving money away, as opposed to the type of money that's being stolen from us by our corporations. So again, when I hear the politicians on television, both from the Republican and from the Democratic sides, hey, we can't afford to do this. This is something that's really bad. The question I really ask them is, can we afford not to do this? Can we afford not to help people? Because guys, the difference between the rich people in society and poor people in society is becoming larger and larger and larger. And if we're not actively doing something to reduce that gap, I'm telling you, at some point, those people that have nothing are going to revolt. They're not going to take it any longer. And we're going to see crime and danger and things that we don't want in our society. We see it in other countries throughout the world with regards to what happens when they have no hope, when there is not the help from the government. We see it time after time. And so the question is not can we afford to do it, can we afford not to do these things and help our people get a leg up? Guys, I love the pursuit of money and the pursuit of dreams and making more and more money as much as I possibly can. But one of the things that I also understand is that I have a responsibility to help others and to teach others and to allow others pursue their dream. So if it requires me to pay a little bit more in taxes, if it requires me to give a little bit more, to give other people a chance that traditionally have not had that opportunity, I'm willing to do that because I know that it will help society as a whole. So I think we as Americans need to decide who are we as a people and what direction do we want to go moving forward. Guys, these budgetary numbers don't lie. We could do a lot more to help people and at the same time do a number of things to curb some of these practices that these crazy corporate raiders are in the process of stealing from us as citizens just to line their own pockets. That's where the real theft is going, and no one's doing anything about it. I hope these numbers mean something to you, and I hope you start to ask some questions with those politicians out there that can do something about this. Okay, now we've broken down the numbers. Now we have a better understanding as to where your dollars are really going. I hope you're as angry as I am with regards to the fact that we can still help people and slow down some of this corporate stealing and change the direction of this country. I'm Attorney Darren Miller, and this is, as you know, D-Law.